issue for me. I never cried, but I just skipped the crying. I skipped the grieving. I skipped the being mad and the being depressed and all that, and went straight to okay, problem solving. How am I gonna fix this? And fight mode, fight situations. Some of that stuff, I put it so far behind me because I can't solve that problem right now. I put it so far behind me that what I would always say when I touch down whatever city I'm fighting in, nothing else matters but the fight. We was leaving Vegas to come to New York, and I had ordered the outfit. Shout out to SMF. I had ordered a suit from SMF. They didn't bring it on time. The day before we go to the airport, or the night of, my dad said, "Them guys never showed up with your outfit." I was like, "Oh yeah, I know. I'm communicating with them. They said they on their way. What if they don't make it before we get to the airport? I'm having them meet me at the airport. Sean, what if they don't get there to the airport in time?" I was like, "I don't know." My dad's like, "You can't." I don't know. I was already in fight mode. Yeah. He said, "All right, did you pack another outfit in case they don't make it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Dad, I packed another outfit." He said, "All right." He said, "This is your fault." I'm like, I go back. I'm like, yeah, like I didn't care. I want to look good. I want to look fantastic. But I can't control them getting to me on time. Can't control them getting to the airport on time. I didn't give a damn. Like when I get into fight mode, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. And that's how I've always lived. You know what I mean? To a standpoint where when it came down to it, I'm gonna get in the ring. Whatever's going on could be the worst day of my life. Could be the worst situation of my life. I put that so far behind me that I shine. And then after I shine, and we take all the pictures, and I get the check and all that, when I'm alone, whew, all right, now I'm going to handle this situation. You gotta come back to it. Hey, I forgot all about that.
You know what's crazy? And I believe that because I went to go cut your hair like I told you. It was a fight that I forgot about.
It was my guy had chirped it in the comments. It was when I fought Devin Alexander.
There you go.
And I don't remember you, but I remember having to get lined up.
I'll tell you what happened. I went to the hotel.
Yeah.
And I went. I think I cut the rail. There was a few of y'all.
It was a couple of y'all.
All right. So when I went to go cut you, y'all called me upstairs to the room. So as soon as I went, I knocked on the door. You open the door. You go. Nah, I'm over here. Go inside. The party goes inside.
Yeah.
You ain't retired.
I'm retired.
You're on a hiatus, right?
What's a hiatus?
I mean, you just taking a little time off, Tom Brady style, you know.
No, he took time off.
Yeah, he retired and retired.
He didn't take time off. He didn't even get. He wasn't even a season in before he came back. That season hadn't. You know what I mean?
We know you got more left. So I know you know you got more left.
Oh yeah, I know I got more left.
What's the temptation over you though? Like,
Scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Shushu want to see it.
Yeah. Everybody want to see it.
John said you can fight heavyweights.
Conversations, especially like these kind of conversations, would take me to a 5 or a 6.
And then, I ain't gonna lie. And then tomorrow, I'm hitting him up. Hey, we ain't getting back in the ring. As his brother, I don't want to see him in the ring. As a fan, yes.
Yeah.
But the help, everything that comes with it, I know how dangerous the sport could be. And I know at the end of the day, I'm gonna still be friends with him in 30, 40 years. I want to make sure my man's still good.
There you go.
But also, I know y'all want him in the ring. I know.
It's like it's more than boxing though. He's
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
What if Floyd said he want to do exhibition?
Oh.
With me?
Yeah.
More than likely not, but you know, I mean, I don't know.
The money better be right. The money's right.
We already know the money right.
Gonna be right in the
We already know the money
You
right.
want the right of the right. For you to go back in the ring,
Yeah.
you should be right in the right.
I don't think there's an amount of money that I would take to get back in the ring.
That sounds stupid.
It sounds dumb as hell,
That
don't it?
sounds dumb as the
It sounds dumb as hell.
Hey, I'm gonna let y'all know I'm gonna keep this shit out of that. That sound about dumb as the motherfucker. Let me tell you. We prize fighters. We in this shit for the money, ultimately. I ain't gonna lie though. Amateurs was much funner than the pros.
100.
Amateurs was much funner than the pros.
I'm already just again, and I'm just.
Amateur was much funner than the pros.
Because it's too much stress. Like, what is
Oh, it's like
It was
you feel
fun.
Like a family.
Yeah,
like, bro,
it was
it's
fun.
Like everything is just, it was so much fun. Like
Hey.
you really have the
Yeah, it's like the
just
politics,
really,
the
we all vibes,
bullshit.
We all nice. We all just hanging around with each other. We relate in so many different ways, and we come from X, Y, Z different states, but we have all the similar
You
backgrounds.
ain't have to deal with the BS. Like if we fought in January and he got me, I knew as long as he make it to the championship night, I'ma see him.
I'm gonna see him
in
again.
June.
Yeah, I'm gonna see him in June.
You mess around.
Nobody.
You in the pros, you mess around. You start negotiations in January. So you may not even know what's going on in October.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah.
Like that Crawford and Spence, man.
Yes.
That's too much shit going on.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, but
It's
we
not
don't want
gonna
it to happen
as
like
soon.
when Mayweather Pacquiao.
I feel like I don't think it's gonna go past next year.
Nah.
I don't think it's
Nah.
gonna go past next year.
Nah.
It's gonna happen.
Nah.
What?
It's gonna go past next year.
What's gonna happen?
Bud and Smith.
I got Earl.
I got Earl too.
Hell yeah.
I got Earl. And the thing is, was you there when I punched Terrence in the face?
Hold on. Hey, Terrence, I don't know what you talking about right now. Because I know the type of dude Terrence is.
Fuck.
He will pull
Listen.
up right now.
Let him pull up right now. You really
I knew
see
this-
the type of dude I am.
I knew this was
Listen,
coming.
but anyway, listen.
Hold on, we ain't telling no goddamn story.
No, we're not telling no story. We're not telling
I
no
don't know
story.
what it is.
We're not telling
I
no
don't know
story.
what it is.
There.
We're not telling no story.
He hold grudges. He said he
I do hold
hold grudges.
grudges. I do hold
All right,
grudges. But I'm
that's
real.
two pit bulls right there.
But I'm real though.
You want that Brooklyn bullshit?
Huh?
You want that Brooklyn
Hey, call it what you want.
He said, I know what I'm looking at right
You
now.
live in Brooklyn and you want the rest of the 4 boroughs? Yo, you on the Brooklyn bullshit, you know what I mean?
It get in you. All of a sudden you be saying things you wouldn't normally say. You moving the way you wouldn't normally move.
Exactly.
Listen.
Speak your piece.
Listen, what I'm saying is, this ain't got shit to do with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I honestly think that Terrence is a better fighter.
Yeah.
I think he's an overall better technician
Yeah.
than Earl Spence.
Right.
I think he has more in his arsenal than Earl Spence.
Yeah.
I think, you know what I'm saying? But I also feel as though that Terrence is defensively irresponsible as a fighter. The sport of boxing is Marcus of Queensborough. It means to hit and not get hit.
100.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought I'd drop this
And he gets
this
fucking
barbershop,
hit a lot.
you know,
And he
combo
shows that when he does
where it used to
get
be.
hit, he visibly is get hurt. Not
It
just
still
by
is in some
motherfuckers his
cases.
weight class, by little motherfuckers. Gamboa's a little dude.
They're
that
having
moves like
conversations about boxing in a barbershop.
I ain't that.
You see Shoo Carrollton,
Yeah, Rick-
Brownsville, Brooklyn.
Say it again.
You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter,
No, you're going to
Gary Russell. I'm not sure if his brother's
what
up
I'm
in there.
saying is he shows signs of weaknesses within that, and not only that,
Shout out to
he
G.
also
Russell.
shows signs of being
Shout out to
defensively
Showtime, Sean
irresponsible,
Porter.
what adds on to him getting hit.
Right.
Which
This
which
is coming
makes the
by
outcome
way of
even
Porter
greater.
Podcast.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel as though Terrence is overall a better fighter. He's a better specimen. I think he has
I
more
like
arsenal.
conversations like
But I
this.
think
It needs to be
Earl is
more
bigger,
old
he's
school
naturally
conversations like
stronger.
this on
I
Fight
think
Week.
Earl is gonna
Real
walk
talk.
his ass down if Terrence
I
is
like
not
conversations like
if
this
he's
on
not
Fight
in
Week, man.
15 round shape.
Real talk,
and he
man.
can really
good
keep
shit.
Earl off of him and make Earl
This is
run
sort of what
into
I was
shit
trying to
and
do
make
with the
Earl
round table.
Questioning,
saying? Shout out
running
to
in
Shaw
there,
News.
bullying in that motherfucker.
Juan,
Spence for anybody like
man, we did the round table.
I don't think
We was
think
in Newark.
Earl has really fought somebody that
We did the round table
probably
in Newark.
brings to the table what Terrence actually brings.
Neither one of them fought guys that
But
fight
at,
like
yeah, but at the same token, you got to just look at the Carfax of both of the fighters. You know what I'm saying? You look at the Carfax of both of the fighters. I do know, to be honest with you, I like Earl.
Carfax.
If you want to go, if you want to,
Now go ahead, keep going. Keep going.
you know what I'm saying? It's like with Earl. To be honest with you, I think Earl's a good fighter.
Earl's a good fighter.
I think he's a good fighter, but Earl doesn't do anything special for me.
Right.
Earl don't do
he got
shit
that one
special.
style, he
Earl-
fights
Earl-
everybody the same way, and he beat everybody the same way.
Right. But I mean,
That's
Earl-
true.
Yeah, but not only that, not just that, Earl has the basic fundamental part down pat. A lot of fighters don't have the basic fundamentals down pat. They're good because they're more athletic than the others. They don't even got the basic fundamentals down pat.
Right.
They not throwing their fucking punches correctly. They not even moving their feet correctly. They just a better athletic specimen than their opponent. So they can move a little quicker. They can get out the way a little quicker. That doesn't mean that they're doing that shit correctly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a difference.
That's what.
Earl.
That's what. Sorry, cut you. But that's what make your team and your family so great. And
That's
so
what
strong.
makes the difference with the national.
Your dad handed everything to y'all.
I
and
know I'm
showed
the
y'all
only
how
one
to do it
streaming this.
Right.
You know what
I
I'm
look for
saying?
little jewels
Yeah,
like this
so
every
y'all-
now and
y'all
then, especially
gonna
on fight
always
day.
That's the difference.
I like
feel
settings
as though
like this.
Earl-
Boxing talk.
I feel like
like it.
Earl, he does a lot of things correctly. It might not be the best.
He do most things
but
correctly.
he does majority of the shit
Yeah.
that he does correctly.
Yeah.
The basic fundamentals is that Earl don't show me nothing special. Earl is not the type of fighter that's gonna make me be like, damn, y'all see what the fuck he just did? Rewind that.
Right. Yeah.
Y'all want to see that? Y'all watch me fight. Then y'all gonna be like, damn, he hit him with that motherfucker. He just hit that motherfucker with about an 8-piece, 10-piece combination. Rewind that shit.
I watch your fights
You know what
one
I'm saying?
time all the way through. I never rewind. Your
Stop that shit.
shit.
Don't wait a minute. Hey, he sound like a hate on the front line. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I think Earl, he has what it takes. He's not gonna be defensively irresponsible. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna.
But he is
Terrence gonna have
defensive
to work
irresponsible.
rounds.
Of a 12-round duration.
Terrence gotta be
gonna
perfect.
Gets hit.
12
Perfect.
rounds.
Earl don't have
I know
to
the
be.
animosity between G. Russell
Earl,
and
he's gonna
Terrence,
stay.
but come on, man. Arrow gets hit too, man.
I think if he's in 15-round shape and his conditioning is up, you know what I'm saying, whereas though he has in his gas tank to be able to do what he want to do and make Earl run into certain shots, outpoint him, steal rounds, take rounds, get Earl down by maybe 4 or 5 rounds, shit like that.
Yeah.
Then
Big
yeah,
blocks
I
on
think
deck,
Terrence
Tone
will win
Brown
the
on deck, B.I.G. on deck.
fight.
What's good?
Nah, I'm going with Earl.
He said all that.
Nah, I'm just not trying to be biased on either one side. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm trying to be real on both parties.
Yeah, straight
You know
up.
what I'm
And
saying?
you know he got a beef with Terrence.
It's not a beef. It's not. Listen. It's not a beef. It's not a beef.
He did the Draymond Green.
I'm putting this. Listen.
No, he didn't.
Listen.
That's not what he said.
Listen.
Hey, you a shit star.
I heard him say that.
100.
Listen. I'm
I
putting
ain't
it
buying
on
you
record.
nothing else no more.
I'm putting it on record right now. It ain't. Listen. Let me tell you something. With the situation with me and Terrence, that shit was years of fucking go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, he said something, and in my personal opinion, got in line. The one thing that, it was a whole lot of discrepancy over that thing. The one thing that was undeniable was that he got punched in the fucking face. That's the one thing that wasn't undeniable. That did not get denied at all. You know what I'm saying? That shit was a long time ago. That shit was years ago. I became a world champion. He became a world champion. We apparently, when that happened, we was at the Olympic Training Center. Apparently, we was at the best. We was at the top of our game in the amateurs, and apparently, even now, we're still at the top of our game in the professionals. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, it's not like I'm holding a grudge from that. That shit over and done with. I was still conducting myself the same way right now. If Terrence was walking in right now, what's up? And it's nothing. If he get out of line again, he'll get punched in the face again. It's the same shit. No, I'm just saying. That's with anybody. That's just with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he comes and it's cordial, it's cordial. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it's just real shit. I'm just being real. I'm just real. It ain't no.
I don't know about that, G.
He stopped and got some food, didn't get my cookie, and then all of a
I don't
sudden,
know about that.
Where the bag at? Shut your mouth, Sean. Stop talking shit. Stop talking shit. See, I ain't want to put you on blast like that. Wait, give me the cookie. Give me the cookie. Give me the cookie. What you got? Nah, I ain't giving you nothing, man. Now look, y'all see the cookie? He did all this talking. Come on, see my head. Talking self and some shit. Hey, now what?
love. I appreciate it.
Hey, all right.
Hey, listen. This guy calls me. No, I got it on. I'm counting.
It's gonna be people doing lives on this
Call
shit.
me in
I know.
our lives.
I don't
This
agree with
morning,
Russell. To my Terrence got a line here,
7:30
punch
this
him in the mouth
morning.
again. It wouldn't
Yo,
go down
wait,
like that.
Who is this?
It definitely wouldn't go down
Yo,
like
you
that.
sound like you sleep.
Nah, I said you sound like you.
Everybody in that room would try to prevent that situation from
I said
happening.
it do. Who is this?
Let's
That
not
is
get
weird.
it. Let's not get it
Man, why you
AO
call
twisted.
me at 7:30 in the morning every time? I've only been on the phone with you 2 times, and it's been at 7:30
But I
in the
like
morning.
conversations like this, man. Even though, they own some, they own some different type of time with the topics.
Hey, that's gonna be a good jump. That's
I
gonna be a good
understand both fighters don't play, but
She fight what?
Terrence came in there, I'm guessing, and said something he disagreed with.
I'm a boxing fan. I'm gonna watch all of them.
It ain't gonna be no punch in the face like this the amateurs.
For sure.
It ain't gonna happen, y'all.
Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall.
That Clarissa and Savannah gonna be a good jump.
That's gonna be a good joint.
Yeah, I got
That ain't happening.
Both from Michigan.
Got Lisa stopping her?
Yeah, oh yeah. Part.
Don on deck, what's good?
That's gonna be a good fight, man. I don't know, bro.
2 minute rounds.
Bro.
Hey,
I like Michaela.
You said 2 minute rounds?
2 minutes.
Oh, 2 minute rounds. Yeah.
It sounds good for the barbershop,
It's more
but you're not gonna sit up here and swing on
like-
Crawford in a barbershop
like
conversation. If he
Michaela
come
is
in
more polished.
and he start firing off
listen,
whatever he
she-
talking,
she-
it ain't going down like that.
She got a little more dog in her. She a little more gritty.
I just don't agree. I fuck with G. Russell,
Okay, she did show that dog.
but
with
you
the
know,
other girl.
Yeah.
the cameras are rolling too, just like when Chris Cope was
Think
there.
about it, if Alicia can't hurt her, oh,
Yeah, if Alicia can't hurt her, then
if Alicia can't hurt her, it's like, oh.
she can tire her out.
She got 22-inch pythons though. She got
Okay, oh, you, Alicia fan back there.
Yeah.
she got the pythons.
Like, hey, like if you peeping.
Hey, I ain't even gonna get into that. Hey,
I
I ain't getting into that.
No.
I ain't getting into that. She cute, but I think what's her name is.
let it go.
I think what's
Why do you even have to do that? Because everybody gonna catch that part.
I don't
Right,
care. I don't care about that. What's the girl? What's the other girl that Clarissa fought?
Hannah Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Her.
I knew he was talking about Hannah Gabriel.
Now Hannah man.
I feel like, honestly, in the
I knew he was talking about Hannah. Hannah different, boy. Hannah Gabriel different.
she need to catch Michaela with a good
Hannah one of the baddest in the
She
game.
gotta get some
If you
respect
keep,
from her.
she keeps saying that she gonna knock her out, so I feel like that's the game plan.
When it
I
comes
don't
to
think that she gonna
straight
box
up
with skill for skill.
attractiveness,
I don't think she can be. I don't think she can be. Like,
look, we don't hear enough conversations like this where people bring up a female like that's what men's supposed to do. Men's supposed to compliment females. Even in the combat sport, we can compliment other females in combat.
it's gonna be a long night.
If one is much more attractive than the other, that's not downplaying the other one like they can't box.
Yeah.
She can box.
Yeah.
She can
It's just
box.
Hannah Gabriel, man. She's a very attractive woman in general in life. She just happened to be
Y'all
boxing.
gotta give me the break on what's going on though.
It ain't nothing wrong with, grown ass man giving her a
That wasn't true?
compliment.
What?
Maybe
Give me the
y'all should listen and take note on YTC because all I hear is y'all talking about
The girl
that other
said
shit.
The reason why she gets in Clarissa's head so much is because she beat Clarissa in the amateurs, and apparently they supposed to like fucked around or something before too. Or something. So I mean, it was a big thing, bro. You ain't hear that shit?
So you didn't hear what he just said. Now peep this out.
Oh, okay. I
It's
ain't
a
know-
video going around with audio that Carissa and Savannah Marshall allegedly slept
I was about
together.
to say, God damn.
That's what Gary Russell just brought up. I haven't spoke on this shit
I ain't
because it's
follow
like
up on it.
being the
Yeah, I
inquirer.
didn't follow up on it.
It
I'm
ain't
like,
got
God
shit to
damn.
do with boxing.
That's wild. But the reason
But
why I'm super excited about this fight is because
the video is out there. Michelle Joy Phelps interviewed Carissa Shields about it. Carissa said she don't know. It seems like somebody edited the audio.
And then it was only
I'm not gonna go in here and say, oh, it did happen. It wasn't edited.
a lot of people, I saw the fight.
But the rumor mill is that it's audio out there that Shields and Marshall hooked up.
The fact that now they both at
You
the
know,
top,
allegedly.
Savannah Marshall made her way up to the top now. She did her thing and got these knockouts. Like I feel like
What's
this
going
is
on?
more
Shaw
dangerous
News
for
in the
Clarissa.
building. Showtime on deck.
Shorty packing the punch.
Yeah, she can thump.
I ain't think about that.
No, listen. She knocked out. She stopped some of the girls that Carissa took the distance.
But Clarissa
Styles
but
make fights,
But she
though.
fought right, but that
And she
too,
can
and then she
box
fought
and
them
got
after
power.
Clarissa fought them already too. So it's like time mattered too.
Sean looked like he
So
He a
I feel
cruiserweight.
I feel like it's perfect for them to fight.
Sean looking like security up in that motherfucker.
England, right?
Yeah, she
Look how much
overseas.
weight he done put on.
Yeah.
And
Sean been eating good.
this is I've been always waiting for Clarissa to have that career-defining fight. For a long time, it seemed like who is she gonna fight? Like
Sean looking like
Clarissa's
old dog off Menace to
so much
Society.
better than everybody. But I feel like this one is
gonna be one of them.
This was gonna be one of the ones. This is it for her.
Y'all got Darrell doing anything tonight? He gonna get the upset? Man, you from Detroit.
Yeah,
You ain't gonna be able to go home.
Women, I think he gonna lose though.
He said I went to women.
Ain't gonna lose.
Shout out to Ant Dog. Happy birthday.
Man, I like Anthony
Caleb
Darrell,
nice,
man.
man. Caleb real nice.
I like Anthony Darrell, man. I think
I want Darrell to win, but I still want to see Benavidez and Plant. So,
Yeah, I think I want to see
so
that.
I kind of hope
Man,
Plant wins. Just so
hey,
I can see
hey, I ain't gonna lie.
Throw the wrench in that,
Motherfuckers better stay away from Benavidez.
Yeah,
Benavidez ain't-
Motherfuckers better stay away.
Ask Canelo doing
Mark
it?
my words, motherfuckers better
Yeah.
stay away from
He ain't no
Benavidez.
Mexican monster.
Yeah,
Benavidez is a monster, bro.
I like him.
They give him
like
props
him.
to the Mexican monster, David
I don't see
Benavidez.
nobody who gonna-
He's so big.
Yeah, I don't see nobody gonna
DBMH, salute.
And
Mr.
not
Pass
only,
on
not
deck.
only does he have the size, like he lets his hands go
Yeah,
too.
he's speedy.
His, you know what I'm saying?
And this is the kind of
He lets his hands
vibe,
go,
you know,
he does accumulation of punches.
we were,
He wants-
you know, I was trying to get with the round
keep
table.
that pace. Yeah.
You know, just have
Body selection, too.
cats sat around
he's
talking
one of
about
the big
boxing.
dudes that fight inside. Bro,
We're gonna get
big
that
dudes
shit
that
back
fight
popping, though.
inside is scary. I ain't gonna lie.
We're gonna get it back
Big dudes
popping.
that's fighting on the outside, you can
We
walk
just
in
have
there,
to
you
get
feel
the
like-
right people to link up and get the audio.
Yeah.
You know,
Like-
take the
like-
time,
like you
slot out
expect
the
big
day.
dude to be keeping you at bay all the time and using his foot.
And you have to be in an area where no music playing, people just talking like they talking now.
But nah, if you fight a big dude that knows how to fight on the inside, hey, that's scary.
And
I
if
ain't
you
gonna
shot
lie.
That Fundora dude, the way
Yeah,
Sean do that,
yeah, when he fought Erickson. Yeah, when he fought Erickson, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't think that he was gonna have a better inside game than Erickson.
And if you retreat a little bit, he Michael Myers all night.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
coming all night.
Then,
Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? All night.
Yeah.
Bro,
He Michael
the ring
Myers.
butt so big, bro.
Yeah.
And let's do this real quick. We had like an hour and a half. Is there anybody out there that ain't say something that want to say something? Y'all can
See,
come
this is
in
what I
and say
like.
something
Sean
real
Porter
quick.
saying anybody
Beyond
out
that-
there that want to come in and say something.
No, hold on, because you both.
I like the vibe, man. We don't see this type of setting often.
Listen, man, I got a question for you.
Come back this way. You come right here. Come right here.
What's up, big
I'm
dog?
like, big fan.
Man, appreciate it. Hey,
He was gonna shake Gary Russell, and Sean Porter stuck his head out.
Respect, you know what I'm saying? But I just, you know what I'm saying? Because I was following you and shit, man, and I used to talk about you like, yo, my man's a problem, man. And then it just like, you know what I'm saying? I had, no fights like that, man. It just, and I know you got hurt and stuff, and you had a, thing or whatever, but, I haven't seen no fights and stuff, man. So I'm like, whatever happened with, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I talked to Gary one time. Actually, the one time he called me in the morning. I said 7:30 in the morning.
Man, stand right in front of the camera
And
shot.
I'm a morning
Shouty.
person, so I get up and we start chopping, and I said, yo, everybody, they doubting you. Everybody talking all that stuff about you. So I know you. What's up? He said, Sean, I ain't gonna let nobody control my business. He didn't say I ain't gonna let nobody control my career. He said I ain't gonna let nobody control my business. I ain't gonna let nobody put me in the ring before I want to get in the ring against anybody. And I don't think he was talking about me. He said, but you see a lot of guys out there.
What's going on, Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more? What's good? Salute, brother.
That I had has the mean. The money got to be right. The business got to be right. And that's it. And that's all. Now the Gary that I know, when I'm talking to him and he said this to me, I said that answers every question that anybody's asking out there in terms of why he don't get in the ring as much as other fighters and why they don't see this, why they don't see that. It's because Gary is his own fight. He's his own person.
And not
You
to
gotta-
mention, a
you
lot
got-
of motherfuckers ain't in the rush to get in the ring with me.
On top of that
That's what I
too.
always say. It gotta make sense,
On
though,
top of
because
that,
you're in
too.
a division that nobody wants, like,
Yeah.
so what else you got to do but move
So
on?
exactly, that's even more of a reason why business got to be done correctly on my part whenever I do compete, because it ain't like my.
And is Gary wrong in light of what we've been seeing going on now?
I'm a 26 pounder. I don't give a fuck if I go to 130 or 140. I mean 135 or 140. I guarantee you, whoever the fuck they line up with me, they can be like, hey. this motherfucker. I don't know.
I was saying that the whole time.
Damn,
I was
saying.
like, bro, this man is a problem, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I figured, you know what I'm saying? Of course, it has politics that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's boxing, so I can only imagine. You know what I'm saying?
Politics definitely
that's
play a
part
part.
of it or whatever. But I knew people ain't want to get in the ring with you, man. And I'm like, damn, yo,
But the
I
sex
don't know.
store is like, how do you stay there? Like, how do you, like, as a fighter, it's like, yo, I want to fight. Like, just move up there. Is it that easy? Is it not? Like, is it hard to just go to the next division? Or?
Well, now, I'm not a title holder anymore, so it wouldn't be hard to do anything. It wouldn't be hard to move up in weight at
What's
this
your
point.
next move?
Well, my next move is to get my arm situated. You know what I'm saying? I had an injury. I injured my rotator cuff. I tore the tendon connected to the rotator cuff. I got the shot. Still beat that ass. Still beat that ass. You know what I'm saying? Like if I can get it right the way I want to, I'm not sure if it's gonna be the way that I want it yet. We ain't pushing it.
Ken on deck.
But
Salute to you,
slow
brother.
grind better than no grind. If it was up to me,
I told him that yesterday or the day before. Yesterday was that yesterday? He banged his hand up in his last fight.
yeah,
I said, "How you feeling? You good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm getting back in the ring soon. So yo, don't rush it.
yeah. Don't
Take
rush
your
it.
time.
Cause your health is your wealth.
Come on, what I tell
Your health is your
you?
wealth,
I
y'all.
told him.
Don't
I
want
said,
the Malinaji hands, girl.
I tell fighters to stay healthy. If you ain't healthy, you can't provide. It's true. Yeah. So you know, on top of all that, yeah, you might be like Gary. Gary ain't active. Gary falling to the He ain't getting back in the ring till he getting in the ring with who he feel he should be in the ring with.
And if he
The
do
business
get back
gotta
in
be
the
right.
ring, please understand when he getting in the ring, he's right. He prepared.
Right,
He ready.
100.
Please understand,
100.
whoever the fuck he get in that bitch with, y'all better be on y'all shit.
So the next one is going up then. Most
Well,
likely pretty much 130.
if my shit gets to the way that I want it to be, like I say,
So who you want
I don't
first?
have.
At 130.
Well, who's to say 30 will be where I stop at?
Mm-mm.
I might go straight 35 if it makes sense.
Okay. Damn, that'll shake shit
My
up
recovery.
again.
Oh, shit.
35. Damn.
I'm not gonna validate that with an answer. Cause Haney ain't wanna fight me in Loma. He's the only person I really got a loss to. So if he ain't trying to see me again, then I don't really
Hold on, I gotta put that in my notes. I ain't gonna validate that with an answer.
I like that, I ain't gonna validate that with an answer.
I'm gonna try it and see if it works for me.
Hey, funny.
It works for him. You right.
Put that in my notes.
Hey, no, I got a quick question though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Your brother, you know, he's doing this thing at 140. All them belts get mixed up.
Yeah.
You his head trainer right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When you think he might be looking at a title shot?
Man, to be honest with you, I think he's ready now.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he's ready now. To be real with you, I'm a perfectionist.
They talking about Antoine.
I think he's ready now, but I still want him to work on a certain level of. There's certain things. He's 23. He's still growing, so he's young, but he's not quite as seasoned as I really would want him to be. I want to slow him down a little bit. Because right now he's just trying to run everybody
I
over.
didn't know he was that young. I knew he was
Yeah,
23.
18 and 0.
18 and 0.
I'm not
One of them.
positive.
15. No,
That's the same
Antoine.
class with Richardson Hitchens, right?
Yeah,
They see each other now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't know he was that young because we all
Yeah.
came up together.
You know, so
Everybody compare. I know you be hearing people compare him to Sean too sometimes.
Compare
They
him with
style to
Sean.
Sean a little bit. They styles, you know.
yeah, because Antoine, I mean, it makes sense. Sean is an aggressive type of fighter. Antoine is also
work.
an aggressive type of fighter too.
And then they got that subtle boxing that people don't
Yeah,
always peep. You know?
and that's what I want to bring out from Antoine. You know, I want him to slow down a little bit. I think if he slowed down a little more and worked on his boxing just a little bit more, he'll be able to get the knockouts that he's really looking for. Because a lot of times as a fighter, you know what I'm saying, when we running the fighter down, we know we got the best or better of our man, and we just sending this shit, it's harder for your opponent to open up. You need your opponent to throw punches to
It's like
open
when
up.
you want it too bad, it might not
Yeah,
happen.
because now you're forcing them to ball up and clinch up.
Survive, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To survive. What creates that opening is when you make your opponent start throwing punches. This is where that IQ really come in at. You know what I'm saying? When you start slipping a certain way or just leaning your body in a certain direction just to make your opponent start firing shots, so you can counter off that shit. It's intellect over athleticism on this end.
See,
I see a lot of that on Terrence Crawford, not for nothing, man. Like, I think that man's a problem, man. You know what I'm saying?
We'll
at
see.
the fight in Vegas, when your brother fought, I was watching the fight. I'm like, you kind of look like me. Like, fast forward the next day, we do the show, and I wasn't gonna say that. And they was like, yeah, he kind of fights like you. And I'm like looking, I was thinking the same thing. But no, you're right. The same thing for me. Like near probably that half point in my career, I started slowing down, not being as aggressive, allowing guys to come to me, allowing guys to open themselves up, and was able to work the IQ more.
Right.
So
Right.
come on, man, you know how I go. Anything else over there before we roll up out of here,
Gary, where's your
sir?
recovery now?
Say it again.
Where is your recovery now?
Where's my recovery right now?
About what? Percentage.
Boxing percentage or just my everyday? I want to say fighting wise, I'll say about maybe 45%. I say about
It would have been good they asked
I
Shoo
can't
Shoo a
say
little bit
right
more.
Now, it's good enough.
He
I
on the-
wanted to
he
cut
on the
lights
come up
off
too.
Motherfucker, I could.
You know what I'm saying? But you
Nah,
know
like
that's
right now,
he a
right now,
youngin.
if I wanna
He a
send it,
youngin in the
I
game,
could
but
send it with a certain amount of.
I caught it on the
speed
mid
and all
part,
that.
so I don't know
But-
if they was really talking to him earlier.
Right here, Big Dog. Did you have some? You see you was.
But
losing
check out the
like-
Porterway podcast, man.
go ahead,
for
clear your throat.
yourself.
First of all, I'm Margo,
Get a
so you one of my favorite fighters of all time. bro.
How man, give me something, big hog. Give me
He
something.
said the same thing. He said the same thing.
No, I
He
said
from Lago.
no. See,
He from
I
Lago.
said shoot you one of my favorite prospects right now. But you are actually like the top 5 favorite fighters ever. Like I've been watching y'all
Let me
forever.
stand up real quick.
He said top 5. Wait,
I don't know if he got to see me though.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? We fucking
I ain't doing this shit no more.
You don't want to respectfully, you don't want to know what number 4 is. But how you been enjoying training fighters? Like,
Oh,
do you
man.
think that like that's something you would do in the future, or like do you think like because you guys are kind of like a clan, so it's like the way you think you'll step up to be, you know, like
Pops, like
Yeah.
who Pops was. To be honest with you, I think it's sweet as fuck to go in there and tell. My father wasn't able to do it with us, but I think it's so sweet for me to be able to tell my brother something because we're visual. A lot of people are visual learners, and our creed is different as far as the way we train. So it's sweet to be able to actually go and show him exactly what the fuck I'm doing, what I'm talking about. No, bro, you're not doing this shit right. Stop. If he's southpaw or if he's orthodox, I don't need you stepping this way. This is fucking I want you to do it. And I'll be able to get up and actually mimic it, show it, and even his sparring partner, he have his sparring partner. Man, fuck that. Get out the ring real quick. Stand right here. Come on, work real quick.
shout out Coach
You know
on
what I'm
deck,
saying?
new
This is
media
sparring
today,
partner
USA
work.
Boxing on
And I'm
deck
working
with
his
Coach
sparring partner,
Malachi.
and I just do just the motion. I might not even throw the punch, but I might just be motioning of where it is that I want him to be. When he finishes combinations, I need you to finish here. This is where you safe at. This is where you can be effective from, and all that. All that shit matters. So to be able to go in there and show him and actually show it to him, that shit makes a big difference. You know what I'm saying? I think that's pretty cool. I always helped my father when it came to like working with my younger brothers. You know what I'm saying? I was like that prototype. My father used me as like a prototype. Like, all right, this shit worked. Now everything else, we're gonna put this in it, but we're gonna add some more shit to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what it's been like with my younger brothers. I'm just grateful that, you know, at a certain time, at a certain age, young men, they tend to do what the fuck they want to do, not want to listen, and et cetera, you know. So I'm just grateful that at the age in which that they're in, that they're still open-minded to constructive criticism. They still humble enough to take in you know, the instructions that's given to them. You know, and even when sometimes they ain't quite getting it, they still gonna give it every fucking thing that they got to get it, you know. So that right there will keep me motivated. I'm still in the gym. I'm still training. Don't get this shit twisted. When they in camp, I'm in camp. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going as hard as I want to go, but I'm doing real aggressive physical therapy, you know, working on my shoulder. It's definitely getting back, you know, but I'm not rushing anything.
Oh, hold on. Turn to the other side.
So check this
Are
out.
you tight? I wasn't sure.
So you good? You gonna be ready for the co-main in May? Crawford Spence?
In May.
Hey,
Listen though.
Right, yeah, word.
Hey, real quick, like I know it's only a few things you can really say about Gary. He's not like me. He's not on TV all the time, and he's not on all the interviews all the time. So you really limited in terms of how much visibility you get from Gary, and a lot of times you see the meanness about Gary. You kind of you understand
he said
he's
May,
kind
didn't
of a brass mean guy, which he is. But my dude has a spirit to help. And when you have a spirit to help, that means you're a teacher. And that's God given. The whole family, they're natural teachers. And so yeah, I could definitely see Gary being a coach one day. Yeah, for sure. It's handed down, you know what I mean? Yeah. And but he does. He's got a spirit to help. He definitely is willing to give his time to just about anybody when he does have it.
I got you. You guys going up in boxing together in the ring, like
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
They paying for cuts up in there. I like it. You know what I'm saying?
individually where all of you guys want to be like
He need to do this more often on fight week.
for example, you got hurt, and is it for you to really get back in the ring where you got family, where you feel you secure, you know what I mean? And like you got your pops with you always, and that's fire, man, to have that, and you know what I mean, like where at least one of us will get there, you know what I'm saying, to that that level of.
I think, honestly, I never had a dream. I knew it was never a goal of mine to become a world champion. I came up in that era where I wanted to be an Olympian. You know, I came up in that era. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be an Olympian. I wasn't tripping off a world champion. It wasn't until they played and the shit happened in the Olympics and I couldn't compete. I beat the silver medalists at the last games and all that. I was a medal hopeful, and then I didn't compete. It was then when I was like, man, fuck it. The only way I can make it up to everybody that supported me was to become a world champion. You know what I'm saying? That's when it was a goal of mine.
Think about for your brothers, for your younger brothers.
Man, my younger brothers, man, honestly, what I want for them, man, I want, realistically, what I really want, being a champion and shit is cool, but I want for them to have economic freedom. I want for them to have a level of understanding and a level of being able, a level of knowing how to properly maneuver through this fucking jungle called life. You know what I'm saying? A level of understanding towards that. That's what I want. If becoming a world champion helps get them closer to that, then cool. You know, but I don't feel as though you necessarily have to become a world champion to have a level of economic freedom. I want them to have a level of self-sufficientness where though if anything was to go on out this motherfucker, my little dog got the mental capacity and the wit to be able to properly maneuver through everything that's going on. You know, so that's what I really ultimately want from my younger brother.
That's dope. That's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
What about you, Shushu? I know you want to be a champion.
I mean, yeah, you know, it's kind of the similar situation with him, to be honest, because you know, I had qualified for the Olympics and everything too, you know, and I wasn't even able to do it myself because of COVID, the quarantine or whatever that just messed up my whole qualification.
I like the camera shots they got
At
popping.
this point, yes, that's basically the same thing for real. Like I wanted to be an Olympian. I remember when I was coming up in the amateurs, I was watching, you know, Saddam Ali.
The old cats
you know,
like myself,
Danny
you know, we
Jacobs,
grew up
you know,
off this
doing their
talk.
thing in the amateurs and saying I'm going to go for the Olympics, and I'm just like, oh, that must be the dream thing to do. I want to do it too.
Yeah.
So my thing was just do the Olympics as well. And then once I couldn't do that, and I did everything in my power that I could do to make that team and compete and qualify. It's just everything stripped away. I'm like, man, listen, I'm just going on bigger and better things, and yes, become world champion and do more than that too. For like, I want to like really take over the sport of boxing, but also use that platform to, you know, I guess like impact the world in a different way. Like, you know, when it's all said and done, when I'm not in this world, like I want everybody to look at Bruce Carrington. It's not just Bruce Carrington the boxer. Like, I'm probably like, you know, Bruce Carrington, like, you know, just someone like how they look at the greats, like Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Jordan, Kobe. I want my name to be in a conversation like that by the time it's all said and done.
That's dope, man. I really think you could, cause like what I noticed, like you having that ESPN special talking about the stick jab and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen a lot of young, you know, boxers like that being put on that kind of stage.
Yeah, thank
like you specifically being like a black athlete, I think like you could really elevate beyond the sport if you did become a champ and really show like young black kids like you can use your platform to change the world.
Thank you.
So I thought that was really dope, bro.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All that being said, this is a great show. Appreciate Brooklyn Blends for having us.
They should have called up. Hey, you, Shaw, they should have called you up, had you high up in that mug, you know?
We out here in Brooklyn Blends in Brooklyn. We had a good
They
time
should have got
doing
Coach.
this. My guy right here. I told him, I said, we'll be up
They
in
should
about
have had Team
hour
Tuck
and a
up in there
half.
sitting, you know what I'm
We
saying?
had 2 hours now. My guy said, and I already knew what it was going to be. My guy said, you know, hey, I can't be there for an hour and a half.
I ain't
I'm
be
gonna
there
come
for
up there
the
and
hour.
support
I'm
you.
coming get some love.
But this what the shop do. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
So,
It's a church. It's a church.
Yeah.
and that's the whole point, is just to travel and expose these communities and what people is really like. And I personally think the best way to do that when you go to the community is to do it in the shop. So appreciate you, Elvin, for having us.
Appreciate you,
And we'll be back around on the next one. Beyond that, y'all make sure y'all check out all the boxing today, ESPN twice, and then you got Fox pay-per-view. I'll be on there with a nice funky Fox suit. You know how I do.
You a nap on camera this time?
No more nap. No more nap. But beyond that, we'll catch y'all on the next one. This is the Port Away.
Hey, yeah, that was a good preamble to the fight that we have coming up today, man. Real talk, when I told myself, I said, I'm gonna try to catch this, Port Away podcast, man, at the barbershop, because, man, it just takes, especially me, it takes me back to the city on when you used to be able to go up in a barbershop and everybody be talking about boxing. You know what I'm saying? I grew up sweeping hair. I learned how to cut hair just by going to the barbershop. But instead of me, just asking, they want you to sweep up the hair in the barbershop and everything. And in the process of you looking at how they was cutting hair and stuff like that. I mean, them barbershop conversations, man, is just priceless. Real talk. I like what Sean Porter just did. You know what I'm saying? I like that whole vibe that was popping. Had Shushu up in there, G. Russell, you know what I'm saying? His younger brother, Antonio, has a fight today. So, of course, he's resting up. Real talk. He's resting up and everything. Well, it would have been good to have some more boxers up in there. You know what I'm saying? To talk that talk. But I'm pretty sure it's on the horizon. It's gonna come around, real talk. But I say, what's better to get on here? We about to have a whole full day of fights. Okay, a whole full day of fights. Now, getting back to the Carissa Shields situation. Me, I don't really try to invest my time into, people personal, like the rumor mill that's going around allegedly Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall slept together. That's allegedly, you know what I'm saying? The audio is out there. You can look on Michelle Joy Phelps, Beyond the Gloves. She did an interview. She asked Carissa to her face about it and played the audio for her. Now, I don't get into that. If that is the case, I don't look at her any more different. You know what I'm saying? I don't really get in the personal aspect of people's physical interactions. Whatever they got popping. But you know what I'm saying? If it has any type of truth to it, if someone made an accusation about me, this is all I'm saying, to that nature, I will flat out. If it didn't have, man, I'm adamant. You know what I'm saying? My aggression changes, my tone changes. I'm just like, what the hell? I just didn't see that from what Carissa. She didn't really have that energy. I know it was fight day, fight week. She didn't get all irate and out of control, like it was information like how can somebody create a goddamn rumor like that? What the fuck they talking about? I didn't do that shit. If they put the rumor out there, me and Alicia Baumgartner, I say, what? I didn't think that got out. But man, hey man, shout out to everybody in the building. You know what I'm saying? You heard, different conversations come up. I have to call it the way I see it. Like, I understand boxers holding their ego. I do. But I know this is going to get back if it already haven't got back. How, G. Russell said if Terrence Crawford walked in there and got out of line, he would punch him in his face. Hey, I can't say G. Russell won't take that type of action, but on the other hand, I'm siding on my truth that it wouldn't happen. It definitely wouldn't happen like that. Not an ounce of me is gonna sit up here and say Terrence came up through the door and started talking that shit. Russell punch him in the face. It's not happening, bro. It's just not gonna happen. Like, one thing, if it was just them in there, okay, yeah. But there's going to be plenty of people in there to hold them back, first of all. Two, it's making us, you can't sit up here and put Crawford in situations if he's going to bag down. Crawford about that street life, too. Crawford about that dog life. He is just like Gary Russell. Gary Russell hunt his own food. He hunt. He be out there hunting for his own, foraging for his own kill. Them Russell brothers different. So I just take it as conversation, man. Just take his boxing conversation. Don't really dive too far into it. They did have a situation back in the day where G. Russell punched Crawford in the face, supposedly. And he was let go from the training center. You know what I'm saying? So you heard him say what he wanted to do is be an Olympian. He wanted to go to the Olympics. So, man, it's boxing talk at the end of the day. It's boxing talk. And we have a hellified day with this sports. If you haven't already did it, go out there and get your chicken wings or whatever, your pizza, your freaking, your oxtails and rice and peas. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get everything and buckle in, because I don't think when the fight started around 2, you're going to have enough time to run out and pick something up and come back. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get jumping. It's going to get dark real quick. Shaw News say, I told you they got real beef, though. Terrence said he would break his neck. Yeah, they got real beef, bro. They got real beef. Terrence Crawford and Gary Russell Jr., it's real. You know what I'm saying? When Gary Russell when Terrence Crawford looked into the camera, he said, I'll break your motherfucking back or break your neck. Hey, he looked into the camera. Hey, it was believable, man. These dudes, if they ever run into each other, that's gonna be a moment where security needs to be in place, because that shit'll get ugly real quick. And them Russell clan, they travel like 4 or 5. But also Crawford, he traveled deep too with his people all the freaking time. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, the barbershop conversations as a whole, man, I loved it, bro. Sean Porter, shout out to you. I like topic and conversations like that. I like the camera angles. I'm pretty sure they were shooting that shit from a phone, from mobile phones, real talk. I tried to get that vibe with the first round table I did. You know what I'm saying? Me and Shaw News won. Shaw Brother. We was up there talking boxing topics. And that's the kind of vibe I wanted to give. But we haven't been able to get that shit done again. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the time yesterday is not the time today. Hey, the first time we did it was less activity going on during fight week. But now it's more. You know what I'm saying? Obligations have to be met. You know what I'm saying? Schedules have to be met. So there's no way possible, if I wanted to do it with Team Tucker and some other fighters, and knew it the last time we was out there, there's no way. It was just too much going on. Man, it was fast paced. So shit is different than what it was the first time I was out there in Newark. Real talk. That's where the first one went down. You know, we was able to jump in the dang office space, the conference room, and check it out on YouTube, man. The round table, check that shit out. Seriously, and that's the vibe I was trying to give. I'm doing intermittent fasting. Balash on deck. What's good with it? He said I got a very large chicken roasting. Damn, dog. Man, hey, I ain't gonna tell y'all what I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna get right though. I'm gonna get right for the whole evening. Seriously, I'm gonna get right. You know what I'm saying? I might even, you know, have a little something in the cup. You know what I'm saying? This, you know, only have a drink maybe what twice, 2 or 3 times a year. You know what I'm saying? I might even put something in the cup, man, at the end of the year. That's usually around the time I take a little sip here and there during the holiday season. But today, we got some good fights popping off, man. So we're gonna see how that goes down. But y'all be sure to check out the Porter Way podcast, man. That shit was bumping, man. That shit was bumping. And we need more fighters on fight week doing something like this, man. I know Shoo ain't fighting. I know Gary Russell wasn't fighting. Sean wasn't fighting. But still, you know, if you can have the fighters that's not fighting that's on deck, you know, be in a conversation like this, we can pretty much cover some topics, man. Believe me, it's gonna happen sooner or later. It's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna be in a local barbershop because that's a whole different deal right there. You know what I'm saying? You interrupting their business. From what I think, they was paying for the haircuts that was up in there too. But yeah, you have to have connections. You have to have some connections. I even tried that. To be honest, real talk, no cap, man. I tried that shit, right? When the fight came down here to the A, I'm not gonna say the fighter's name, but I was trying to link up with a barbershop to have something like this. So I don't know what it was, but I don't know if the barbershop wasn't too educated on boxing because they're not down here in Atlanta like that. And I told them the fighter's name was a big name fighter, and they said no, we'll pass on that. I said, do you know who I'm talking about though? He said, no, not really. Rather, see, there you go. You know, you have to really ask somebody who knows about boxing, else they're gonna tell you no because they're unaware of who you may be talking about. And that would have been a dope ass barbershop to have the boxer come up in there and talk a little bit because they had a fight going on. But these guys was clueless about what I was trying to do. You would think I said, hey man, I was wondering, can somebody come up here and get a free cut or two? Damn, shawty, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck? I'm hitting on the backyard harvest real smooth and strong. Bruce Gass said, I'm hitting on the backyard harvest. I know what you're talking about. He said, Shaw News, are you related to Jahad Tucker? Yeah, man. It's going down today. I'm going to jump off. I just thought that would be a very good, way to jumpstart the fight day on Saturday. I wish it was on a regular basis on fight week, but we're gonna be working on that. Try to make some stuff happen. Give you on fight week, kind of give you a situation where boxers can come in and talk and chop it up. Believe me, we're gonna try to make that shit work, man. Real talk. We're gonna try to make this shit work again. But I like what I was hearing today. It was some ins and outs, some stuff that I know wouldn't go down. But that's just the way, boxers talk, man. They in the combat sport for a living. So they're going to talk their shit about another boxer. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But best believe, the word get back to Terrence, he gonna be looking at it like, yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? And listen, Terrence is one of those guys you might find out walking the street by himself. You know what I'm saying? You might find him out there. Shaw tell you, Terrence will be out there walking by his goddamn self in the streets. And that's over in NYC. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just to prove my point, supposedly he was out there in the streets of Newark and he had a freaking appetite for a chili corn dog. So he thought to step up in 7-Eleven, and that's when the infamous goddamn encounter went down. Terrence Crawford was looking for a chili corn dog with a goddamn cherry slushy, and he ran into the infamous storyteller. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So that just proves that he be in the streets. Now, there's no one been able to validate that yet, but I'm just putting it out there. That's all. I'm just putting it out there. That's all. They are hairstylists now. All the real barbershops are gone. You're right, man. But peep this out too, Bruce. Why you say that, right? Even the male barbers, it's better for them to know how to style hair different than just giving a fade or a trim or whatever the case you want to call it, whatever name you want to call it, right? Because a lot of the dudes are coming in there getting different type of hairstyles that we didn't get back in the day. We didn't get these type of hairstyles back in the day, but now it's more so, you have guys not only getting braids, but the way they get the braids. They want the braids to be zigzagging across the head and all this shit. They want a certain type of cut in the front with a line. I mean, the style has changed, man. You're not just going in there getting a box fade, a Philly. You know what I'm saying? You're not just going in there getting a shag. Really growing up, the fades wasn't, that wasn't it. Cats wasn't really getting fades. They was getting temps. You know what I'm saying? Tapers, whatever the case. But now, dudes go in there, the barbers have to, it's good if they know how to braid. They know how to do designs in the hair. Man, the shit's changed, bro. So you're right. You're right. They have to be hairstylists now. Seriously. Real talk. They have to be hairstylists, man. But I'll be back on here a little bit later. I'm about to get right. Real talk. We're about to get right, shawty. I'm going to be back on here a little later. Supposedly, the first fight card of the day is going to be the females, of course. And we're gonna really see who's the dog. You know what I'm saying? In both of these co-main and main event, we're gonna see who's the dog, man. We're gonna see who's the dog between Mayer and Baumgartner, and we're gonna see who the dog is between Shields and Marshall. And I don't really want to convolute. I don't want to convolute in light of the events. Is this fight going to be tenacious? I don't know. It's a weird revelation that's coming about. It's a weird revelation. I'm being real. Like it's just a weird revelation to happen to fight somebody, but yet it's coming out that y'all had a prior relationship, encounter allegedly, an encounter. I don't know, man. I don't know. But that shit is buzzing like a motherfucker right now. Look it up. They talking about that shit. They talking like it's cool. So is it really a truly deep-seated killer instinct? You know what I'm saying? Is it really, raw, uncut animosity between these two? If that encounter did happen, I don't fucking know, dog. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not messy like that. Real talk. Like, the shit I know about these certain individuals, I've known for several years, and they're fighting at 2:30. I'm not even going to say no names. The shit I've known, and I'm hearing it from horse's mouth, I would never bring it up online just for views. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, man. I wouldn't do it. Not just the females, not just that, but I'm talking about some other shit that goes on, or some big names that you may know. That's just not for me to do, man. That's just out of my character to do this shit. I never spoke on it. I leave it as it is. I'm not trying to be messy about this shit on fight day, but I will be back in a couple of hours, man, so we can kick this off. Appreciate everybody who was in the building, who dropped in for the Porterway podcast. Shout out to Porterway podcast. for this enlightenment today on Fight Week. Shout out to the ones that was in the building. You know, Showtime Sean Porter, G. Russell, his team, Shoo Carrington. You know what I'm saying? All the other cat stuff is up and down. I'm not sure where the barbershop was, but I'm hoping this brother can continue. You know, this. I'm hoping this brother can continue. And, you know, be sure you'll check out Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz and more. Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz and more. Check out Showtime Shot News, man. And definitely check out Coach Malachi's shit, man. You know, the new wave. You know, check out here. He does have one of the hottest podcasts out here. Real talk. That's the first podcast I ever became a member. As long as I've been on YouTube, that's the first one. So shout out to New Media Today, USA Boxing, man. He put out some fire ass shit. I ain't gonna lie, man. You know what I'm saying? I stay tuned in. I can't have that schedule. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if I want, you know, try, yeah. But the call-ins and shit, the way he be goddamn roasting motherfuckers on the damn in the motherfucking incendiary, the infirmary, dude. I don't see the replies coming back from the Wakandans. Dude, I don't hear the Wakandans rallying up, but hey man, we'll talk later, man. Salute to y'all. I'm out.